Grand rising, grand rising, grand rising. Another day to be grateful. Oh my goodness, so much to be grateful. Take a deep breath. That alone right there is enough. And as long as you got that breath, you got another chance at it. That's right, to make it right. To make it right, get something started on something absolutely amazing today. And if you didn't finish something you started yesterday, well, get on and get it finished up. Finish it up. You got another day to get it done. I never chose to be single, but I choose to be selective. And the choice is because of my worth. Something real quick to the religion people, or religion women particularly. How many religion women is depriving their yoni from being happy? You don't have to be told what's right and wrong. You automatically know that. It's a feeling. You know what's right and wrong. It's all in your thinking. See, if you have right positive thinking, you get right positive results. You think negative, destructive, out of control, you're going to get that. So everything starts in your thinking. That's where it starts. Okay? And so a lot of times we got to remove toxic things that happen from our childhood all the way up to our adulthood. And they need to be removed so that we can make absolute, better choices and make better judgments when it comes to oneself, because you are worthy. All right? So, just going back to what I just said, I didn't choose to be single. I didn't choose to be single. No, never that. You always want to be in a relationship with someone, but selective mean not just anybody. See, I can get a man. A woman can get a man. That's not a problem. It's what kind of man it is fitting to me. It's like a puzzle. We different, but yet how can we fit together like a masterpiece? Mentally, physically, emotionally, financially, most important, spiritually, all that, all above. So when that connection come together, it will be something very magical when it comes together, when that puzzle is fit together. And I want to go to sexually, because a lot of time that is left out of those intellies. Mentally, physically, emotionally, financially, physically. But sexually is a very big, huge part of that as well. Okay? Because that's where procreation comes. So again, this is why we selective. Who's going to be the father of your child, the mother of your child? You want to make sure that you have to be selective with that. You got to know their backgrounds and everything. And that's the same thing as when you want to get ready to please. Make sure your yoni get pleased. You just don't give that yoni up to just any old kind of man. You got to ask questions. You got to watch the way he move. You got to see the way he do things. Do we have a mouthpiece? Will you be another notch, on his belt? You gotta sit back in the cut and just watch everything. Is he a laid back guy? Do he seem like he know how to take care of a woman? All that. You got to pay attention, because you got to be very particular who gets the yoni. So when you get the yoni to the right person, you ain't got to go on Sunday and repent. Oh my God, I had sex. Oh yeah, don't be having sex. No, you would go in there and repent on Sunday because you done gave it to the wrong somebody. But when you give it to the right somebody, there is no apology. Right somebody meaning he's not somebody else's husband. He's not with another woman. Things like that. But you gave it to the one that you would feel that would treat your yoni magical, or treat your yoni like never before. And he take great interest in making sure the yoni is pleased. Period. Sometimes he'll get selfless because he just want to make sure you're happy. Baby, you good? You feel good? How you good? Talking to you. All of that kind of stuff. And you're depriving yourself on this, what somebody told you should not be doing. You should not be doing this. You should not be doing that. And now you sitting there in heat. And now you're going to make the wrong decision because you may have to go get a dildo. You may have to masturbate. You may have to go give it to the wrong man. All you got to do is touch you any kind of way. Next thing you know, you're giving up. This is where we have to have self-control. We have to sit back and have some strength and be able to say, no, much as she wanted, baby, but nah, you're just not the one. And it's such a beautiful, magical thing when you do select the right somebody to please your yoni. It's a magical thing. And then even with that, you still got to get restraint, because once it's pleased, you'll find yourself being a little bit addictive, and at that point, you got to control it again, But I think this is a problem with a lot of women, that we don't take the time out to be selective. We have to be selective, and you just don't want to be another person on somebody's, a notch on a guy's belt. You don't want that. But you want to be the necklace around it. You just want to be that necklace around his neck. Someone that he can think of. He think about you, and he take pride in saying, you know what, she's a beautiful woman, and that was a beautiful night, and we had such an amazing time. That's what you want to leave. And because you chose the right one, you're going to feel that way. And because of your energy and your frequency and your vibration, you're going to leave him with that. Okay? And if it never, ever, ever, ever happens again, the bottom line is that you were selective enough to give it to the right somebody who's going to please your yoni. All right? So again, you don't have to be out here burning in lust, because that's what most are doing, burning in lust. You sitting there looking like, ooh, I need some. And you depriving yourself. You don't have to deprive yourself. What you have to do is be selective of who get it. And hopefully the person that you choose to turn out to be something that will be, a lifetime. And even if it was just for that meantime, guess what? You was happy. And that'll last for a lifetime, because it will always be a thought that this guy really made me feel amazing. So that's a lifetime, So you don't want it to be something terrible, something that you'll regret. Is why we have to take our time, period. And women, we're the one that chooses. We choose it all. We want to choose it. We choose the man. We choose all that. But you just gotta be careful and be selective. And this is where you have to be like, I'm putting out in the universe, listen, the right man, bring him to me. And that's it. That's all. If that's all you're looking for. But if you want more than that, I would like to give my yoni to a guy that he feel like he want this to be his forever. So be very careful on your words, And that's why I try not to be, so specific. I just be like, oh, the right one for me. Universe, the right one for me. So send him, and I can be patiently waiting. I'm going to be sit back patiently waiting. And however long that take, it is what it is. And at that point, you have control, because you be like, I just can't give it up to him. No, not him. Nope, not him. Him either. Sit back waiting. And when that moment comes, you can tell, because it's going to be absolutely magical. Now, that's just my experience. But again, it's worth the wait. So yeah, this is where you have to be like, I'm being Sullivan until that happens. All right. So you don't want no regrets. So be very selective, because of your worth. Your worth. All right. Your stuff just as good as his. And at the end of the day, yours is more worthy. All right. So fellas, when you look up, when you intake a woman's, cream, cum, or whatever you want to call it, it have more nutrients, so we're more valuable. I'm gonna leave it like that. Have a good one.